How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Galaxy Watch 3. I've been using this watch for roughly 3 weeks now, and I have some thoughts, and today I just want to discuss those thoughts to let you guys know what I think about it and whether you should get one yourself or upgrade to it from a different watch that you currently have. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so the design. It's a modern looking watch. It's classy, it's fancy looking. It's not your typical sports watch. It's a modern looking watch. And it's pretty comfortable also with the stock leather band that you get. It's very comfortable. I have the 45mm version, so it's a little bit bigger than the 41mm version, I believe is the other size. It's got, those stainless steel sides. You got a bezel on the top. I added a rinky bezel. It looks okay. I kind of don't like the big fat numbers on it. It makes it again look like a sporty watch when this should really, it really is more of a modern looking watch. So the big numbers kind of look meh on me, but that's a different story. It's got the circular buttons on the side, just like any traditional watch, that you can adjust the time on it. And that's about it as far as like the looks. It's a little bulky for a traditional watch, but that's because it's a smartwatch. So it's got like those built-in features like a heart rate sensor and whatnot. The watch face I'm rocking is the MD67, I believe. I will link it down in the description if I can. It's very simple dashboard type of watch face. It gets me my steps, my calories burned, my time, the date. What I also like, the reason I'm like not switching from any other watch face is because it tells me how many miles I've traveled. And as far as I can see, other watch faces haven't shown me that. It just showed me the amount of steps, which is also very important. I just want to know, I like knowing how many miles I've traveled. I'm sure you can make your own on a watch face designer or customizer. I haven't taken the time to do that, so I found this one and I'm staying with it because I like it. So yeah, the design is very nice. It's modern. It's not overly sporty like, and it's also not super fancy like, but it's modern. It looks like a traditional watch, just smart. So software-wise, we're running Tizen 5.5.01 and One UI Watch 2.0, whatever that means. Basically, a software, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty easy to navigate, in my opinion. It's not overly complicated. It's also very intuitive for the most part. Things are where they're supposed to be, and it's easy to customize things when you want to customize things. You can add widgets. You can also add widgets to the wearable app, which is honestly, all these settings are so much easier to change and navigate on the phone on using the wearable app than it is on the actual watch. Just because it's a little tiny watch, and I mean, again, the watch itself, the UI is customized and set up and enabled for you to easily be able to switch things around on the watch itself. But honestly, in my opinion, it's so much easier to just go on the phone and look at the wearable app and customize the settings there, and then boom, it changes it on the watch, and you don't have to worry about it then. But if you want to customize stuff on the watch, again, things are where they're supposed to be, so the settings, navigating them is easy. It's not that hard to move widgets around or add apps or browse the store. Honestly, browsing the store is kind of not that fun on the watch. So like I said, everything's so much easier just using the wearable app and customizing it there, and then you set up your watch the way you want it, and boom, you have it ready to go. So software wise, it's really good. It's really easy in my opinion. No issues there. There is the issue where you don't have much app support, but personally for my use, I use mostly all of the Samsung native apps, so there's no need to have additional app support for me at least. For others, just note that there's no other third-party apps much available on the App Store as far as like Galaxy Store to add to the watch itself. Mostly native apps. For me, that is more than okay. For others, think about it. So one of the main reasons why I personally wear a smartwatch is for health and fitness. And this thing packs a lot when it comes to health and fitness. One of the most important things is obviously counting your steps. This is a great step counter if you need it, but this is an overpriced step counter if you just wanted to count steps. get something else. This is overpriced for that, but this packs a lot else. So one of the big things is the heart rate sensor. That's one of the most traditional things to have on any fitness app, any fitness watch or smartwatch, in my opinion. And the watch's heart rate sensor is, I think, pretty accurate. I don't have anything else to compare it by besides my phone, and both of them give me about the same heart rate measurements. Sometimes they're off by 1 or 2, but most of the time it's the exact same measurement. So my guess is the heart rate sensor is super accurate. Another feature that there is on here is the blood oxygen level measurement. I don't know if it's accurate. Again, don't have much else to test with it besides my phone. My phone can apparently do it as well. Tried it. There's a big margin of error. Sometimes there's like a 2% difference, 4% difference. And so I don't know which one is more accurate than each other. So I don't know. It's there if you want to test it. And I'm sure it's probably not the most accurate. So take that with how you will, for a grain of salt, I guess you could say, because who knows if it's accurate or not. There's also a new ECG measurement or sensor, whatever that is. I was not able to test it because apparently you have to be 22 years old or older. Just don't know why. I guess you don't have to worry about whatever that measures. So I wasn't able to test it out, unfortunately. So if there's anyone out there who has tested it out and it actually is a very useful feature, let me know down in the comments, because I'd like to know what it does and why you would want to use it and what it measures. The watch is able to auto-detect a bunch of different stuff as far as fitness goes. One of those is like workouts. So I like to run on the treadmill or run outside on a trail or just play outside and play soccer outside. So the watch is able to auto track when you start working out. So like after 10 minutes, it'll automatically detect that you're doing a lot of movement, or I guess your heart rate goes up. So it detects that you're doing some kind of, hard physical workout. And so it auto detects and it starts to, keep track of how long you've been doing that workout. And that's my favorite part, because once that auto detect goes off and it says 10 minutes, you've been doing 10 minutes for 10 minutes, I want to keep going. I don't want that little measurement to stop. I want it to keep going. So that's a little motivation that really gets me going, to keep me motivated and keep me fit. It just makes me want to keep going. So that auto detection is really nice. You can also automatically start a workout, like a running or biking or whatever. But I personally don't care to do that. I'm more of I'll do my own thing, and if it auto detects it, awesome, because it does that and it tells you at the end, I think, the calories you burned, your heart rate, and then if it's running, it'll give you like a map of where you were, and also of your average speed and whatnot, and which is pretty neat. Seeing that is really cool. Seeing how fast, or according to the watch, how fast I am, and also how long the distance you've traveled and how long you were doing it. So it's very useful, that auto detection, and you don't need to click anything to start it. It automatically detects your workout, which is one of my favorite features on the watch as far as fitness. Another thing that it auto detects is when you're not physically moving. So if you're sitting like I am right now, for I don't know how long it takes for it to go off, but I want to say it's probably 45 to an hour. If you've been sitting for so long and you're not moving physically, it'll auto detect that and tell you, hey, you've been sitting down for so long. How about a stretch, or how about a walk? And you can auto start a little stretch on here, or you can just go on a walk on your own or do your own stretch. As long as it detects that you're moving, and then it'll reset itself, and then you can go back to sitting down. Another auto-detecting thing is your sleep tracking. You don't have to set it to, that you're going to bed or something like that. What you do have to do, though, if you want to use the good night mode on this, you have to set that manually. That's a separate thing. That's annoying. I wish it auto-detected based off when you fell asleep that you did that. I swear I used to be able to do that on my old Gear S3, but now I don't think you can. If you can, let me know, because I really want to do that. But it auto-detects when you fall asleep and when you wake up. So it tells you how long you were asleep, and then your different sleep modes. There's the REM, the deep sleep, the light sleep, and then awake. I don't know. It does all those measurements. Personally, I don't care for the small measurements. I care more about my overall sleep and then how my actual sleep, according to the watch. And this lets me know how well I've been sleeping, or if I've been sleeping enough. And it gives you a score too. I mean, I don't really know what it bases the score off of, but there's that. But just the auto detection of the sleeping, helps me keep track of how long I've been sleeping, because I usually try to keep 7 or 8 hours of sleep. Sometimes I get less. So yeah, it's just a nice little feature to help keep track of my sleep. And again, you don't have to or set it up. It just auto detects it. Sometimes it's off by a few minutes, or maybe even a couple minutes, like 20 minutes. Like the one time I woke up at 6 and I checked it later and it said I woke up at 6:30. That's because I was still in bed. Maybe because I was still in bed and I wasn't necessarily up and at 'em. But yeah, it auto detects it at its best of its ability, so I'm not gonna complain. It's pretty good. Another auto detection feature that is new to me, as far as I think is new to the Gear S3 or the Galaxy Watch 3 as well. It's auto detection when you fall. I didn't try it out, like I didn't force myself to fall to see if it would work, but I did have a few falls, unfortunately, and I think 4 different falls, and 3 out of 4 of them were not detected as fall. One of them were, and the one that did kind of surprised me. So the other ones where I slipped outside and I fell due to my ball, and then due to it being muddy, like I fell hard, but I got up right away. So like I think because I got up right away, it didn't detect that. But there was one time where I was in the living room and I was with my little sister, and she pushed me and I pretended to fall on the couch, and I fell on the couch and just laid there. And it started beeping. My watch started beeping, saying that did you fall? Do you need help? And I was like, what? It works. So it apparently works. So auto detection for falling kind of works. I mean, I think it's if you're laying there for like a few minutes or a few seconds, actually not minutes, but after like a few seconds, if you're not moving and you're just laying there, it'll go off. But if you get up right away, like I did in my other 3 falls, then it won't detect that you fell hard. But yeah, it's still cool to know and good to know that this thing might have my back. I say might because it might not work all the time, but it might have my back if I'm ever, in a sticky situation and take a huge fall. So yeah, so those are some of the features I personally used, and I'm sure there's a lot more to uncover as far as health and fitness. But for me, that's what I used. And for me, it gets a solid A+ or a pass, whatever the heck. Again, I don't know what I rate these for health and fitness. A great health watch for sure. Day-to-day usage is pretty good. Sometimes there's delays, sometimes there's hiccups, sometimes there's like that 1 second, interruption because it's reloading or doing something. But otherwise, it's still pretty good. My favorite thing to do with the Galaxy Watch is use it as a notification alerter. I can keep my phone on silent and all notifications just go right on here. Whenever I have a vibration, I check it. Oh, something I need to take a look at, whip out the phone. Or if it's not, just read it and then get over with it. Answering calls, it's all right. I mean, again, getting alerted that you're getting a call instead of missing the call is better than again missing the call. So that's my favorite thing about it. It's just I can decline calls or I can answer them here if I want to too. Most of the time I prefer to answer them on the phone itself instead of the watch, but you can still definitely take calls on here. Quality as far as voice, hearing the other person is pretty good. And I've asked a few people when I call them on here or when I answer on here, do I sound good? Can you hear me? And they said, yeah. So they must sound good. The mic must sound good on the watch. So I haven't tested it myself, but others claim that they can hear me, so I'll give it a pass. Otherwise, I think it's really good as far as performance on here. It's not amazing, but it's also not terrible. So take that as you will. I think it's a good jump from my Gear S3, but if considering this is the same processor as the Galaxy Watch, it might not be a worthy upgrade. For me, good, decent jump, enough to make it worth an upgrade. So if you have a Gear S3, the performance is a little bit better on here. So the battery on here, in my opinion, isn't the greatest. For me, it lasts a day to about a day and a half, maybe more. But if you want to take advantage of all those features and use like the sleep tracking, if you work out and keep track of workouts and whatnot, the battery is going to drain. Especially, I use the always on display as well. You have to charge it at least once during the day. And that one time during the day is usually going to be when you shower. And it will probably be enough to keep you alive every day. So for me, I find myself having to take it off and put it on when I'm doing homework so that while I'm sitting, it'll be charging. Or again, when I'm showering, I'll charge it. But I still find that the battery drains pretty fast. When I'm working out, the battery will drain like 5% or 10%. When I'm sleeping, it will usually sometimes go 5% or 10% taken out. So the battery will drain on here pretty heavily if you're using all the features. But yeah, the battery, it's okay. I'm not gonna say it's good or great because it's not, it's okay. So here's my weekly plugin of Ivacy. Ivacy is a VPN service. And what does that do for you? To me, it allows you to unlock and unblock the best of the internet. Not only will it keep you safe, hide your location from where you are, but also allow you to do so much more on the internet. So basically you can change the location of where you're at, and that means that you access that location's, internet in a way. So for example, Netflix, connect to Italy, you can access Italy's Netflix library. You can also access Italy's different sites on the internet. So for example, you go to Samsung.com, it'll be the Samsung.com for Italy. So there's so much you can do with a VPN service. And again, I never thought I needed one until I finally have one. And now that I have one, I kind of can't live without it. But it's just so nice. You can connect up to 10 devices on there, which means you can connect your computer, your phone, your tablet, your Xbox, I believe, your PS4. You can connect so many things. Check out Ivacy down below. Link in the description. This is an affiliate link, so it'll help me out here in the channel, but also provide you guys with awesome brand service. So thank you, Ivacy, for partnering up and bringing the service to you guys. So check it out in the link below. So here's my final verdict. So should you get the Galaxy Watch 3? I feel like I say this every single time with all my reviews so far. It depends. If you have an Android device, get this guy right here. I think this, especially a Samsung device, this guy right here will be a good companion with your phone. But if you don't, if you have like an iPhone, get an Apple Watch without a doubt. I'm sure it's so much better because I've used this on an iPhone before. It's just not that good. Notifications, you can't even interact with them. You can't interact with messages. You can't answer calls. You can't do anything with them as far as when you're using iPhone and this watch. It's usable, but it's not that good. If you already have a Samsung watch, should you get this right now? If you're looking for a modern design and you have like the Active Watch series, get it. If you don't, if you already have the Galaxy Watch, I think you should save your money and wait for the next year's future smartwatch. If you're coming from the Gear S3, which is what I came from, definitely do it. Especially right now, since right now they're doing a $200 trade-in offer for the Gear S3. And I believe it's on sale right now. So if you can find the Galaxy Watch 3 on sale on Samsung site and get $200 off for trade-in, you're going to get the watch for less than like $200. And that is a killer deal. Otherwise, I think this is a good buy. Better app discount, but okay at full price. Anyways, that's been it. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you all in the next one. Peace out.